As we grow older, many of us notice little changes that we didn't pay attention to before. Things that were simple in our younger years sometimes start to feel a bit more challenging now. One of those changes, which most people don't talk about openly, is the way our bodies can give off an odor, even when we believe we're keeping clean. It's not about being careless, and it's not about not trying. It's simply a part of aging that affects our skin, our metabolism, and the way our daily habits either help us or hold us back. For many older men in the US, this is more than just a private concern. It touches self-confidence, dignity, and how others respond to you in social situations. Maybe you've had moments where you wondered why people seem to keep a little distance, or maybe a family member has quietly hinted about hygiene without really saying much. It can feel frustrating and even unfair, because you're doing what you've always done, but somehow the results aren't the same anymore. In this video, we're going to talk about 8 bathroom habits that may be quietly working against you. By the end, you'll have clear, simple steps you can use every single day to stay fresher, more confident, and in control. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. Point 1. Skipping proper wipe technique. One of the most overlooked but important parts of personal hygiene as we age is how we clean ourselves after using the toilet. It may sound simple, but for many older men, it becomes more challenging than we like to admit. When you were younger, you probably never even thought twice about it. But after the age of 65 or 70, the body changes, joints stiffen, flexibility decreases, and arthritis or back pain can make reaching properly a real struggle. What used to be quick and easy may no longer be enough. The problem is, if wiping isn't done thoroughly, even a small amount of residue can stay behind. That residue mixes with sweat and bacteria in the skin folds, especially in the perianal area, and over time it leads to a persistent odor. You may not notice it yourself because our sense of smell naturally weakens as we get older, but others around you often do. That's when people begin to keep a little distance, not out of disrespect, but simply because the odor is unpleasant. The hardest part is, you believe you're clean, but your body needs a new approach. Dry toilet paper alone isn't always enough, especially if you have looser stools from certain medications, diet, or digestive changes that come with age. In fact, dry paper can sometimes make things worse by smearing instead of cleaning. This is why switching to moist wipes or, even better, a bidet attachment can make such a difference. These options provide a fresher, more thorough clean without requiring as much effort or flexibility. For men who struggle with mobility, there are long-handled wiping aids designed specifically for seniors, so you don't have to strain yourself or risk injury. Point 2. Infrequent underwear changes. Another common habit that quietly leads to odor problems is not changing underwear often enough. Many older men think that if their underwear looks clean, or if they didn't sweat much during the day, it's fine to wear it again. But the truth is, underwear collects more than just visible stains. Even in one day, it absorbs sweat, natural body oils, and tiny amounts of bacteria that we can't see. If it isn't changed daily, that buildup starts to create an unpleasant smell that sticks to both your body and your clothes. This problem becomes more noticeable with age because the body's chemistry changes. Skin becomes thinner, folds deepen around the groin and waist, and circulation slows down. That means areas stay moist longer, which gives bacteria the perfect environment to multiply. Tight briefs or absorbent underwear, which some older men use for extra support or incontinence, make the problem worse by trapping heat and moisture. Even if you take a shower every morning, putting on yesterday's underwear can undo all the freshness you just worked for. The solution is simple but powerful: commit to changing your underwear every single day, without exception. Choose breathable fabrics like cotton instead of synthetic materials that hold in heat and sweat. If incontinence is an issue, look into specially designed absorbent briefs that wick away moisture instead of holding it in. Washing underwear in hot water also helps kill bacteria and remove odor completely, which cold water cycles may not achieve. You may not think people notice, but they do. Fresh underwear keeps your clothes smelling better, makes you feel cleaner, and helps you move through the day with quiet confidence. It's a small daily habit that has a big impact on dignity and self-respect. Point 3. Neglecting bathroom ventilation. A fresh shower should leave you feeling clean and confident, but if your bathroom itself isn't properly ventilated, you may be undoing the effort without realizing it. Bathrooms are naturally damp places. Every shower, bath, or even simple handwashing adds moisture to the air. When that moisture lingers because there's no fan running or no window open, it settles into towels, bath mats, and even your clothes. Over time, this dampness allows mold, mildew, and bacteria to grow, and all of them carry a musty, sour smell. For older men, this is especially tricky because our sense of smell weakens with age. You may not notice the mildew odor, but others who visit your home or family members who stop by can detect it right away. The smell clings to your towels, which means every time you dry off after a shower, you're rubbing that odor back onto your skin. Even if you bathe daily, you might carry a faint mustiness on your body or clothes that undermines the cleanliness you worked for. The fix is practical and simple. If you have an exhaust fan, make it a habit to turn it on during your shower and leave it running for at least 15 to 20 minutes afterward. This clears out humidity and prevents dampness from settling in. If your bathroom doesn't have a fan, open a window or keep the door slightly open to allow air circulation. Spread towels out on a rack instead of hanging them bunched up, and wash them frequently, at least twice a week. Bath mats, which often stay damp, should be washed regularly too. For smaller bathrooms, a portable dehumidifier can work wonders in keeping the air dry and fresh. Point 4. Skipping deodorant or using the wrong kind. Many older men believe that deodorant isn't as important anymore. Maybe you think, I don't sweat like I used to, or I'm mostly at home, so who's going to notice? But the truth is, body odor in older age isn't always caused by heavy sweating. As the body changes with age, the skin produces oils differently, and when those oils mix with natural bacteria, it can create a stronger scent, even if you don't feel damp. A big mistake is continuing to use the same deodorant you relied on 20 or 30 years ago. What worked in your 40s may not be strong enough today. Another common issue is choosing natural or aluminum-free deodorants without checking if they're effective for your needs. While these are healthier choices for some, many simply don't last long enough to control odor throughout the day. And sometimes, men confuse deodorant with antiperspirant, two products that do different things. Deodorant masks or neutralizes odor, while antiperspirant actually reduces sweating. Some products combine both, but not all do. Here's the good news, there are solutions tailored for older men. Clinical strength deodorant and antiperspirant combos are widely available and can make a dramatic difference. For those with sensitive skin, there are hypoallergenic or fragrance-free options that still offer strong protection. The key is to test a product for a few days to see how it holds up, instead of assuming what you've always used is enough. When you use the right deodorant, you're not just covering up odor, you're aligning your personal care with your body's current needs. It's about showing respect for yourself and ensuring others see you at your best. Even a small change here can boost confidence, making you more comfortable around family, friends, or anyone you meet. Point 5. Using air fresheners instead of tackling real odors. A lot of older men fall into the habit of spraying air freshener in the bathroom and thinking the problem is solved. It feels like a quick fix, one spray and the space smells like lemon or lavender. But what really happens is that the freshener simply covers up the odor for a short time. Underneath, the real problems, like damp towels, a poorly cleaned toilet, or hidden mildew, are still there. Over time, this creates a mix of chemical fragrance and musty smells that can actually be worse. Guests or family might notice it right away, even if you've grown used to it. The truth is, air fresheners don't clean, and they don't remove bacteria. They only mask the scent. That's why relying on them too much often leads to what people call the old man smell, a confusing combination of artificial fragrance and lingering body or bathroom odor. It's not fair, because you may think you're being tidy, but really, the root causes haven't been addressed. The better approach is to go after the source of the smell. Start with the bathroom itself. Make sure the toilet is cleaned thoroughly, especially under the rim and around the base where urine often leaves residue. Wash and replace towels regularly, and don't let them stay damp. Mop the bathroom floor often, especially around the toilet, with a solution that neutralizes odors, such as one with vinegar or baking soda. If moisture is an issue, keep the space ventilated with a fan or an open window. Once these steps are done, then you can add something light and natural if you like, a bowl of baking soda, a charcoal bag, or even a subtle essential oil diffuser. These don't overwhelm the air, they simply keep it fresh. The goal is a clean, neutral scent that feels natural, not like something is being hidden. By addressing odors at the source instead of covering them, you'll not only keep your bathroom fresher, but you'll also carry that freshness with you. It's a simple way to protect your dignity and make sure people feel comfortable around you. Point 6. Not drinking enough water. This one might surprise you, but it's one of the most powerful ways to reduce body odor that older men often overlook. As we age, many people naturally start drinking less water. Maybe it's because you don't feel as thirsty, or maybe it's to avoid extra trips to the bathroom, especially at night. But when the body doesn't get enough water, it can lead to stronger odors that no amount of soap or deodorant can fully cover up. Here's why: water helps flush out waste and toxins from the body through urine and sweat. When you're dehydrated, those wastes become more concentrated. Urine smells stronger, sweat carries a sharper odor, and even your breath can take on an unpleasant scent. For older men who already struggle with slower metabolism and changes in skin chemistry, dehydration makes the problem worse. On top of that, many medications common in senior years, such as those for blood pressure, heart conditions, or arthritis, can cause dry mouth, which also contributes to bad breath and overall body odor. The fix is gentle but life-changing. Aim to drink water steadily throughout the day instead of all at once. Keep a glass or bottle nearby so you sip regularly, even if you don't feel thirsty. If nighttime bathroom trips are an issue, try drinking more water earlier in the day and easing up in the evening. Herbal teas, water-rich fruits like watermelon, or even broths can also help boost hydration without making you feel like you're forcing down plain water. When you stay hydrated, your skin, urine, and breath all smell fresher. You'll also feel more energetic and less sluggish. Think of water as one of the simplest, cheapest deodorants available. By making it a daily habit, you'll not only support your hygiene but also your overall health, giving you more strength and dignity in your everyday life. Point 7. Reusing towels too long. Another hidden source of odor for many older men is the habit of reusing towels for too many days in a row. It might seem harmless: you step out of the shower clean, so the towel must stay clean too, right? But the reality is very different. Each time you use a towel, it collects dead skin cells, sweat, and moisture. When it hangs in a warm bathroom that doesn't dry out completely, bacteria and mildew quickly build up inside the fabric. The next time you dry off, you're actually rubbing those odors back onto your skin. For older adults, this problem is worse because skin naturally becomes thinner and more fragile with age, often holding onto moisture longer. That means damp areas like the underarms, groin, and folds of skin are more vulnerable to bacteria growth. Even if you bathe regularly, using a stale towel can undo the freshness of your shower and leave you carrying a faint musty smell on your body and clothes. The solution is simple but makes a huge difference: wash bath towels every 2 to 3 uses, not once a week or less. Hang them spread out on a rack where air can circulate, never bunched up on a hook. If possible, dry them in sunlight, which naturally kills bacteria and freshens fabric. For men who sweat more or live in humid areas, switching towels daily may be the best option. Face towels and washcloths should also be changed often, since they're used on sensitive skin areas that show odor quickly. Fresh towels are like fresh underwear, they're part of your personal hygiene foundation. You may not think about them much, but others will notice the difference. A clean towel routine not only keeps your skin healthier, it also ensures the effort you put into showering and grooming really lasts throughout the day. Point 8. Ignoring foot care. Many older men don't realize how much the feet can contribute to overall body odor. It's easy to overlook because you might think, I wear socks and shoes, nobody notices. But the truth is, feet can produce a strong smell when they're not cared for properly, and that odor can spread to socks, shoes, and even the room you're sitting in. As we age, the problem can get worse because circulation slows down, toenails grow thicker, and skin becomes drier, making it easier for bacteria and fungus to grow in warm, moist areas. Wearing the same pair of socks for more than a day or reusing shoes without letting them air out creates the perfect breeding ground for odor. If toenail fungus or athlete's foot develops, the smell becomes even stronger, and no amount of cologne or deodorant will cover it. For some older men, bending down to wash or check their feet can also be difficult, which means this part of hygiene is sometimes skipped. The fix is simple but important. Change socks every single day, and choose cotton or moisture-wicking fabrics that keep feet dry. Wash your feet thoroughly when you shower, making sure to clean between the toes, and dry them well afterward. If reaching your feet is hard, consider using a long-handled sponge or asking for a little help from a family member or caregiver. Rotate your shoes, giving each pair at least a day to dry out before wearing again, and sprinkle a little baking soda or use odor-absorbing insoles to keep them fresh. If you notice persistent odor, itching, or discoloration of toenails, it may be a fungal infection, something a doctor or podiatrist can easily treat. Getting older doesn't mean losing your freshness, dignity, or confidence. What it really means is that the habits that worked in your younger years may not be enough anymore. Your body has changed, and so the way you take care of it has to change too. The good news is that these changes are simple, small steps that anyone can take to feel cleaner, smell fresher, and carry themselves with pride. We've talked about 8 important bathroom and hygiene habits: wiping properly, changing underwear daily, keeping your bathroom ventilated, using the right deodorant, tackling odors at the source instead of spraying air fresheners, staying hydrated, washing towels more often, and caring for your feet. Each of these may sound small on its own, but together, they completely transform how you feel in your skin and how others experience being around you. I'd love to hear from you before we close. Which one of these habits are you going to start with today? Maybe it's changing towels more often, or finally switching to a stronger deodorant, or simply remembering to drink more water. Share your answer in the comments, it might inspire someone else watching this video. And if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend or family member who might benefit. Together, we can make aging not about decline, but about living with dignity, freshness, and confidence every single day.